all I ever wanted to do was play for the Rabbitohs. And I played touch rugby at high school, in primary school, and then I played rugby league at high school for a couple of years. I wasn't the best, and especially having a prosthetic, I've only got one foot. Weirdly, I've now started playing disability rugby league, and what I've found is most of the guys that were born with a disability, it was about the age of 12, 13, 14 that they kind of went, oh, I can't keep up. There's a level where you go, yeah, we're okay, and then you go, I can't keep up with the other kids. So I ended up playing tennis. I coached tennis. I played at A grade. I played pretty competitively. But then about 2017, 6 years ago, I found out that there was Disability Rugby League in Sydney and kind of contacted them and said, can I help? Can I play? Can I support? And they were like, well, you live in London, mate. It's going to be hard. But just at that time, the Warrington Wolves had contacted them and said, oh, we'd like to set up England's first Disability Rugby League team. So I contacted Warrington and they went, yeah, come up, help us support. Turned up for an open trial day and went, can I play? And they were like, yeah, you can totally play. Let's play. And I've become re-obsessed with it to the point where my comedy notebook has got rugby league plays in it now. Like instead of writing down jokes, I'd be like, oh yeah, but what if this person ran that way? And so I've kind of put comedy on hold, like stand-up comedy on hold for the last 7 years. I've said to my managers, let's not tour. I've turned down gigs because it's training. I was invited to Prince Charles's 70th birthday at Buckingham Palace, and I said, no, it's a Tuesday. We've got training that night. But It was because that's what I would prefer to do. Yeah. I wanted to go to Warrington and train. I didn't want to go to Buckingham Palace. So... and then, we had the first ever Physical Disability Rugby League World Cup last year to go alongside the men's and the women's in the wheelchair.
What we're talking, in England. So it was the England Rugby League World Cup, wasn't it? They all played the tournament at the same time.
Yeah. And so we had a disability version. I got to play for Australia. I got to do all of that stuff. So I've become absolutely obsessed with it. But weirdly, I've said all along, I'll stop when my body gives out, because it's still rugby. And I think the last training session I had for Warrington, I twisted really badly whilst being tackled, and something popped in my hip that shouldn't have popped. Like your hip's not meant to pop. And I got back to Australia and had an MRI, and the specialist went, oh, you've torn your iliotibial band. That's a proper tear. That's a high-grade tear. And I was like, oh, okay, so when can I play rugby again? And he went, 6 months. You're out for 6 months. I was like, what?
Just tell me the name of that again, because this is gold, by the way, because I've called it the ITB band and never knew the name. What did you call it?
Oh, the iliotibial band. Yes, the ITB band. Yeah, so you know it.
So the one that gets tight on the outside. Yeah. Never knew it was called that.
Right.
Thank you very much. Oh, a comedian, smart.
So it's the one that goes from your hip to your knee.
Yeah. That's the IT band, isn't it?
That's the IT band.
Right.
There you go. Yeah, so I've torn it, which apparently is very hard to do.
Yeah, very hard to do. Say car crashes and stuff, that's generally how you do it.
Right, okay.
They'd acupuncture them, as in it'd be like solid, like rope, to try and get the acupuncture in there. On the ice, so that's a big old. Yeah.
So there's a look that you've just given me, that the specialist gave me and the physio gave me, and one other physio has given me. Because most other people, I say I've torn my IT band, and they're like, "Oh, don't worry, you'll be fine." Yeah. But people who know about it give me a look of, "Oh, you're in a bit of trouble."
Yeah.
I did that with running, actually.
Did you?
Yeah. I didn't tear it completely, but I'd injured myself, and I ended up having acupuncture to relieve it.
Yes.
It become really, really tight. Yeah, I just overdone it.
Yeah. That's a fatigue injury. Yeah. So I might be coming to the end of my rugby playing days.
Yeah, I don't want to say if that's gone, potentially.
Well, the specialist's words were 6 months, this is a high-grade injury, and you're not 18. But, like, what a joy. And you know that joy. There is a specific... And because what I realised is, disability sports, but especially disability rugby league, people with a disability don't get to represent their country. They don't get to play sport, represent their club. People with a disability rarely get to feel what it's like to be part of a team. And having played rugby, what it's like to have however many blokes around you that you put your body on the line for week in, week out, that you're there for constantly 24/7. There's a really specific feeling that you get with that you don't get with anything else, I don't think.
Yeah, there is. And it's great to hear you say that as well, because of the problems rugby's going through globally at the minute. And people say, where is the value in a game like rugby where it can be contact and everything around the head? But the fact that there are different forms of rugby that you can play, participation, actually what playing a sport like that does, however that, whether or not it's league, whether or not it's union,
Yeah.
men, women, disability. There's loads of different forms that are going to be released as well by World Rugby is great because it kind of needs that, especially now where we need to be active. The kids need to get out there and be active.
Absolutely, I can't tell. Like if we had said let's have a session every Monday where a whole bunch of guys with disabilities get together and talk about their disabilities, none of them would have turned up. If you say let's have disability rugby league, we all turn up, we all play, we all go for a drink afterwards, and then it might be, hey, how's your arm, how's your shoulder, what's happening with your stomach, whatever. But I can't tell you the amount of guys on the group chat who have come along, joined the team, and then have put a really lovely message or said to us in person, like, I was really down before joining this team. Like, I was really struggling. I'm not going to lie. I reckon at least 3 of the guys have said they were close to suicide.
Yeah,
and then found this team, found this band of brothers that, and I think having disabilities brings us all together because there's a shared understanding. But when everyone's got a disability, no one's got a disability. Like, I'll be honest, we turn up to training, I couldn't tell you what half of the guys have got because we just play rugby. That's what it's all about. But yeah, it's that's what I've become addicted by, and that's what I don't want to walk away from, and that's what I imagine it's hard walking away from.
Yeah, it is, yeah. That brotherhood and the teamship, that's been the hardest shift.
Yeah.
Like, it really has. Yeah.
And it's hard, and I think it's added to by the physicality of the game because, if Scott's running at me and you and I are trying to make the tackle, or he's the guy that I've got to tackle, I've got to put my body on the line. I'm going to get hurt trying to stop him. But if I don't do it properly, then you can't do your job properly. So you're relying on the person next to you, not just to do their job, to put themselves in pain, really hurt themselves for you. And you feel proud when you've done it. You walk away going, yeah, I can't move my arm today, but I did that for you. I did that for all of us.
Yeah. Scott, you feeling that or not?
All right, Scott. Right, let me show you. Run it. Yeah, let's get up. You
I might
run
stretch
it
first. My AT band's playing up, so
Yeah,